Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. In this verse of Ashtavakra Gita, Ashtavakra tells us all, including Raja Janaka. Salutations to that which is serene, blissful, peaceful, happy, self abiding, full of knowledge, dawn of all self knowledge, and which lives an eternal life. Here, Ashtavakra is saluting the self and not the mind body complex of a living entity. He says that the self is so wonderful that anyone who abides in the self is not at all interested in his or her mind body complex and thus in this particular material universe. All great saints, sages, rishis, maharishis, demigods, godmen, prophets, etc. have been self abiding souls who lived like servants of God, who are living like servants of God in an eternal life, and who come to this terra firma only as people or servants who want to or who are asked to carry out various assignments for God for the sake of this humanity and this society. We all should pray that we should reach that particular level. Swami Vivekananda had said in one of his speeches, "Arise, sleep not, awake, be ready and strive till the goal is reached." The goal is self-avoidance, and the goal is to become a servant of God so that you and I can come here only as an assignment from God. As soon as the assignment is over, we must go back to Godhead to wait for another assignment with all humility that is necessary to be servants of God. Ramakrishna Paramhamsa was so evolved and so wonderfully intelligent and full of self-knowledge that he told his own father, "I don't think that the education given by schools here is going to help me in any way in my mission to serve God." Such intelligent was this boy that he was only a small child when he said this. He had to go through several ups and downs. He was rejected by the Society of Brahma, Brahmana Society, or whatever it was called, by Raja Ram Mohan Roy and They were not the Brahma Samaj, but yet he hung on and became Ramakrishna Paramhansa. So great was Ramakrishna Paramhansa that he had an equally great disciple among all other disciples. That disciple, whose name was Mr. Narendra Nath Ghosh, became Swami Vivekananda later. Swami Ramakrishna Paramahansa and Swami Vivekananda were souls whose mind-body complex was not saluted. Nobody bothered how they looked. Actually, they were saluting the soul within. Ramana Maharshi spent his childhood playing and fighting and brawling and quarreling with his classmates in childish uh, fracas. Yet, when he became a sage, so powerful did he become that another sage, Swami Chinmayananda, has gone on record saying that when Ramana Maharshi gave him one gaze, he felt as if he had been goosed by a white hot iron rod or a wire which had 4,000 volts of current. Such powerful and black was the star. Actually, it seems that even here, Ramana Maharshi's soul was looking at Swami Chinmayananda and not the mind-body complex. Similarly, Lahiri Mahasaya was once photographed by some enthusiastic photographer. But when that person watched the film, he found that there was no image. He went to Lahiri Mahasaya and asked him how it was possible. Lahiri Mahasaya told him, "Can you photograph self? You can photograph only the mind-body complex. I am the self, the soul. You cannot photograph me." All these people are extremely evolved servants of God who have so much clairvoyant power that they can achieve anything by just praying to God and being His servants and praying for strength and energy from Him. Otherwise, is it possible for a 70-year-old ailing gentleman from India who went on his first trip abroad to Louisiana in New Orleans in Louisiana, and who started ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, in the next 11 years, and built temples all around the world and gave lectures 14 times all around the world. That is not possible without God's or divine intervention. That requires some unknown or unexplainable energy. Ashtavakra salutes only that. It is sublime, blissful, full of knowledge, has an eternal life, and is meant to serve only humanity through a mind-body complex. It is because the humanity can see only the mind-body complex and not the real person within. We all must pray to become that real person and not remain this dispensable, this disposable mind-body complex. We are souls. We should remember that. We have to know our true self as Brahman. We should get self-realized, liberated, delivered, and we should go back to Godhead and become God's servants and come back to this terra firma only to carry out his assignments. Otherwise, life has no meaning. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.